Hello, friends. Drake Abel here, and the first edition of the 50-50 Masters. Hunter Perkins, up the tee off first. Oh, wow, Smiley. He's really going to like this one. 390-yard cock shot. Center fairway.
Absolutely center fuck, dick salad, booty slapped off the planet. Forget about it, into the right rough.
Yeah, we're here, Jim Nantz style. It's golf season, baby.
It's golf season. I really dicked up my webcam here when I accidentally made it fall.
You smacked it with your club.
Did you hear too when I got out of frame that like a big crash?
No, I didn't.
Okay, that's
good.
I almost stepped on and killed my dog.
He could have handled it. So it's when you're in these colder states, as soon as the weather breaks 40, it's fair game. Yesterday was my first true timeout. I went when it was really cold and you could barely swing. But yesterday, and in all honestly, I'm wearing what I wore yesterday because it's still got that fresh golf smell in it, and I just got the itch. Have you been out yet?
Oh yeah, I've scratched the little thing out of my itch. So last Monday it was like 52 degrees. So told my supervisor I had a tummy ache, had to take a little PTO second half of the day. And I went out and just had a time. The first 9, so I showed up and there was absolutely nobody on the course. I did have one playing partner. There was one kid. Shout out Ben. You're out there. 23-year-old Ben, good guy. Don't know anything else about him besides his age, so I'm sorry to just out your age like that. But he was a lefty. Never seen a lefty with a bad swing ever. I think every lefty he wasn't like the best golfer, but his swing was so pure.
I get that.
I was absolutely amazed. So yeah, I actually had a really good front 9. Felt good. Itch scratched, and we finished up. It's a 9-hole course. It's actually called Unicorn. I don't know why, but we walked around, finished that 9 holes, and we were like, hey, you want to play again? I'm just thinking ready for another normal round of golf. And he's like, yeah, I'll play again. So we go into the pro shop. Hey, can we get 2 more tee times? Like, yeah, there's no problem. There's looks like there's 2 guys out there right now. Just go catch up with them. Mm-hmm. He yells out the door, hey, you guys double? And they're like, actually, no, we're both singles. And he's like, well, you guys are a foursome now.
Yeah.
So cool. You know how every time you golf with someone, you always just like, hey, I'm this, how long you been golfing, all that. Yeah. So we get around the circle doing our little like introductories. I always like, yeah, I just play with this kid, Ben, he's a good guy. Like, well, I didn't say that. He can stand up for himself.
Really good guy. I know he looks perverted, but he's a good guy.
Yeah. And anyway, we get around to this guy who, first off, he looks like he's like 50 years old. And we didn't do the how old are you until like halfway through the first hole. And it was like, he was like, I'm 26. And I was like, yeah.
That's rough.
He looked rough. So we haven't even gotten off the first.
What was his name?
Left. That's the thing I can't remember because there's so much else to it. I know. Can't remember his name.
Okay.
But so we get off the first tee, and he's basically like, just so you know, like, I talk a lot of shit. Like, I can't help it. If you hit a bad shot, like, you're gonna fucking hear about it. He's like, I've been golfing since beginning of last summer. About a 10 handicap. Like, I've been playing. He's got like, pretty okay clubs doing his thing. I'm like, you know what? Maybe he actually striped his first drive. I was like, maybe, you do some crack with a side of golf on the side.
Yeah.
And I don't say that inconsequently. Before we even got off the first tee, he proceeded to let everyone know that he was a recovering coke addict of 2 years. So let me just rephrase that. It is Monday at 2 p.m. And these are the type of golfers on the course. Yeah. So the other 3 of us are just like, okay. And so we get up there. I hit a pretty good drive. That Ben kid duffed his drive, and the guy just goes, well, I fucking sucked. It was
That's like, so
dude,
aggressive.
It's so aggressive to someone. Like, I don't even know if I'd say that to my friends for the most part. Like,
No.
I'd do a little playful thing.
Yeah.
And he was just like
Like,
out
take
there.
your
And
pants
it was
off.
like, it was like uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And so I hit it near the other kid who I haven't mentioned. So me and him are walking to our ball, and then Ben and this guy are walking to their balls. And I hear this guy he's probably like 30 yards behind me. And I just hear Ben go, "Wait, you have a loaded gun?" And he's like, I have a loaded gun because it's better to stay ready than get ready.
What the fuck?
And-
At a golf course?
On Monday at a 9-hole municipal course at a Monday at 2
Okay.
p.m.
I like this guy.
So pretty decent guy.
Yeah.
We never saw the gun, so like, you know, he seemed like he was just a nice concealed fuckhead.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was offering fireball shots from like everywhere. And not one person took a fireball shot from him. Everyone else was just like drinking water, like chilling. And this guy had not only about 10 fireball shots, but he had an entire fifth of bourbon that he just had in his golf push cart. And this man, like, however much cocaine he used to do, he just subbed that shit in for alcohol.
I just want to say quickly, I don't think this guy is a recovering anything. I think that he's still
recovering from last night.
Yeah, I think that he was probably always an alcoholic, but he kicked the coke addiction, and he's just drinking more.
And now he's just more alcoholic. So yeah, he's just cramming fireball shots. He finishes 10 fireball shots before we got to the second hole.
Mm-hmm.
So about 10 minutes. That's a shot a minute.
Yeah.
And we get on the second hole, and he like kind of slices his drive out, and he's like, "Fuck, like whatever." And you can see he's starting to like get a tiny bit drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we all have push carts. Well, we're all walking. He had
Yeah.
a push cart. His fucking clubs fell off his push cart. Like, I don't know what he was doing, whether he was just starting his cart and just shoving his clubs up. But every time they'd fall, you turn around and he'd do this little shit grin with a fucking cigarette in his hand and his whiskey in his other hand, or his bourbon. And then he'd just be like, "Oh, rah, 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 rah." And, yeah, so we get done with the second hole. We get on
So
to the
this guy's
third hole.
hammered on after hole 2.
He's getting there. He's
Yeah.
getting there. And he's probably smoked about 12 cigs up until like midway through hole 2.
You know, and if this guy didn't talk so much shit, this story would be like, damn, like I can kind of level with this guy. I feel bad for him, but because he's being a dick from the start.
Yeah. That's the thing. He's just an all-around terrible person. So there's a par 3. We finished that out. He's just struggling at this point. He's lost probably 10 golf balls. He's
Jesus.
just starting to sway. His cart's fallen a good 6 more times. And we get to the 4th hole. And he has his cigarette in his hand. He gets up there, throws a cig on the ground, gets ready to start swinging, and he's doing the thing that you've seen on every video. He's starting to sway. And he looks up, he goes, "I'm fucking hammered," or some shit like that. And you know it's like something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he rears back, and you could tell he just starts to fall a little bit, but not all the way, and he just swings, and his driver head just snaps and flies completely off his club 30 yards out there. And you can see, like, it takes him an extra, like, 6 seconds to process what just happened. And he looks over, and one of the guys I'm with is like, yo, like, just keep the shaft. Like, everything will be cool. And he looks this dude dead in the eyes with intent and just snaps the shaft over his leg and snaps it again and then just fucking hucks it into the woods. And he's like, can't use that anymore. And he put another ball down. He whiffed with an iron, and he looks up, and he's like, "I don't know if I can do this right now." He's like, I got my other league at 6.
And at that point,
So-
it's probably like 3 o'clock.
And he's like, "I think I might have to just go to the parking lot." And I was like, "Yeah, man, like maybe you should." And he's like, "No, like that's what I'm gonna do." And he just takes off. And an absolute legend. I hope he went to his car and didn't immediately drive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the safe assumption that he did drive.
Yeah. I
But
thought you were
what a
gonna
piece
say
of shit.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna make the safe assumption, say he stayed in his car, and I was like, you know, I've known this guy for about 7 minutes of your story,
Yeah.
and he probably got in his car and he's probably the guy that I called on. I call on people when I'm driving with my daughter in the car and shit now.
You have to.
I don't fuck around with that
I
stuff.
hope that guy got called
Yeah.
on. I really want to know if he made it to his other league at 6.
Scratch
I want
golfer.
to know. I want to know what his like other league people think of him. I want to know what's going through his head, dude. Like it was one of those things where once he left, the vibes immediately were so much higher. Where everyone was, no one's talking shit anymore. We're all just playing some good golf.
That's the struggle of golfing. Because so have you ever golfed by yourself?
All the time.
So I don't go all the time, but I probably golf by myself probably a handful of times, maybe like 6-7 times or so, and two of those times like was two of the best times I've ever golfed. You take it, you have like the ultimate amount of focus, but then there's the flip side too. When you play with your friends, if everybody's playing well, then you don't want to be like the one asshole. So like then you do focus a little bit more. So.
Oh, yeah.
When you're playing with friends, randoms, and by yourself, the vibe is so different.
No, I agree. I like what you said. Where like when you play by yourself, you go at your own tempo, and you just if you want to play 2 balls, play against yourself that way. But you're only competitive against yourself.
Yeah.
But sometimes it lacks that little bit of like extra motivation to do well.
Yeah.
So when you're playing with some friends or even with just randoms, there is that added level of competition. Because I played with some randoms that were a lot worse than me, but I played with some randoms that were a lot better than me. Where it's like, damn, like they don't know me, but they know they're clapping my cheeks, and they're just doing it super subtly, and like they're watching me struggle a little bit. It's I love playing with randoms. Playing with friends though, there's nothing better.
But playing with randoms, as long as it's like a good mix, you can. You're probably not gonna become friends with these people, but like as long as the vibe's good and stuff, like I don't mind as long as like the person has like good golf etiquette and they're not like fucking around and stuff. Because that's another thing about playing with friends. Most of my friends are like about the same as me at golf, and then occasionally you'll bring someone around, or maybe they'll have a friend or something, and it's like damn, I like this person, but they're the black sheep of the group right now, scoring a 15 on a hole or some shit.
Yeah, or like I went with one of my friends one time, and I was going with 2 of my friends that golfed, and then him, and he's not a golfer.
Yeah.
And we were at a decent course, and at one point he was like nonchalantly just driving the golf cart on like a complete side of a hill, like about to tip over.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, and the guy yells at us. He's like, get off the thing, like turn. And my buddy with this oblivious ass look is just like, oh shit, like, what did I do? I was like, dude, are you kidding me?
And he's got no idea that he's doing anything wrong.
He's got no idea.
It's like, dude, you're about to flip over. You're right next to the green. You're getting out to hit your ball, and somebody's 50 yards behind you about to hit, and it just gives me anxiety. But I'm like, yo, as long as these people are gonna like learn about it or whatever, and they're not doing it on purpose, I can live with it. But it's tough.
Yeah. It is tough.
I'm just pumped to be out here, though, man.
No, 100%. I mean, anytime. That's the thing. Is that at the end of the day, anytime you get to golf, no matter who you're golfing with, as long as like the weather's decent enough, that's it. That's the only thing I care about.
Yeah. I know it's that cliche, like a day on the course is better than like being at home or whatever, which is typically true. It's typically true, unless you have the worst round of your life. I did. So I went out I got a membership at a local course this weekend, and it's $300 from now until you can't golf anymore at the end of the year.
That's so cheap.
I know. And it's a decent, it's not a great course, but it's a decent course.
But I'm sure it's nice.
And it's okay. And it's like, I think it's like $16 if you want to ride still, to where it's like 40 if you want to do 18. So like you got to golf 10 times there to get your money's worth. And then I hear some other guys talking on like the green next to the tee box or whatever, and he's like I'm thinking about getting that the Firestone membership. And his buddy's like, how much is that? And he's like, well, it's $5,000 down, and then it's $500 a month. Yeah, I'm like, dude, I better be able to meet Tiger Woods every time I golf there if I'm
Dude,
paying
he
that.
better be jerking me off behind the first tee if it's like
I was
that,
about
dude.
to
Like,
I was about to go there. I
I
bet
went there. I
Tiger's
am
got
there.
soft hands. Or you think they're cows? He's
Bing!
been golfing all his life.
I mean, I'm sure they're soft.
He looks like they're soft.
It looks like they are. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the head. Having a golf membership is super cool. And when I get a house, that's very high on my list
Yeah.
of priorities to find the nearest course that has a good rate. I will
Yeah.
say $300, that made me like tickle on the inside because you will not find a course here anywhere around here for like less than like probably like $1,600.
It depends. It depends where you go. I mean, there's.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of nice courses out there, but I'm talking this unicorn ass place is like $1,200, and I was like,
Really? How much was
Yeah.
it for? How much was it for 9?
it's 27, I think.
They're Jane your D then, in a bad
I mean,
way.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Well, just because that's like not a terrible rate for 9, but
Yeah,
for that
no,
much
it's
for
not.
that much for a membership, I ain't doing
It's crazy. Yeah, and if my numbers are off, sorry, but I'm pretty sure they're close to that.
it. Sorry, unicorn. The
I'm
worst
saying-
promotion.
Firestone, you got Tiger Woods giving you handies. Unicorn, you got a homeless guy behind the dumpster. So
And you got
maybe
you
that
got
guy didn't work. Maybe that guy didn't work there, and he just said he did.
who? Derek taking fireball shots?
Oh no, the homeless guy.
Oh, maybe not.
If you went professional, would you be a live or would you be a PGA Tour guy? Are you a bag collector or do you actually like golf?
So, if I'm on the PGA Tour, if it was just about the money, it would be live golf, right? But it's not just about the money. Like there's some sort of history and everything with the PGA Tour. Also, Saudi Arabia is sketchy. And I think from a morality standpoint, that's probably where I would lay the line. Now you have people like Ian Poulter and Phil Mickelson that were the first ones to go over there. Maybe they jumped the gun and they couldn't get out of it or whatever. But you would have to think they had some sort of idea, and they're like, we're just going to be playing golf over there, and I'm going to be getting $50 million, so they're not really paying attention to it or whatever.
Well,
but like now that we kind of know, I wasn't the one that had to make the decision then because. Who fucking knows, But
yeah,
I'd stick with the PGA if I was a big time golfer.
feel that. When it was first announced, I remember I thought like two things. I thought all the golf in it was going to be played in Saudi Arabia,
Mm-hmm.
and then well, actually that's it.
Yeah,
And then I was like, what are this could be bad.
yeah.
And then I found out like Live was like in the United States, like they
Yeah.
play events like everywhere, just like the PGA. So
Dude,
that did change my perception of it
Mhm.
a little bit.
Oh,
I
for sure.
do think-
But they're funding it from,
Yeah,
a
it's
place
oil
that
money.
maybe we're not sure. How they get all their. I mean, dude. So and I respect all cultures and their beliefs or whatever. But I mean, like it's like crazy when you compare to the U.S. how they had to change their nation's law just for who's the fucking Ronaldo to be able to live with his his girlfriend there because they're not married.
Yeah, no, it's definitely they live their life a different way there.
But again, they don't have to live there. You just don't know. It's like, what if I want to get out of my contract? Is some sketchy shit gonna come on?
Well, I'm thinking too. Like I was surprised as many top golfers went over there as they did, but I felt like Live was a really good option for like those like. I don't know, 20 to 50 range of golfers where they might never make top end money on the PGA Tour. But Liv was giving money out the Ahab. So that wasn't a word, but
The Ahab. Well, then it's like it makes sense for people like Mickelson, maybe Dustin Johnson, but he was like towards the later part of, but he was still contending every now and then. But you get people who is it Cam Johnson? I can't remember.
Cam Smith.
Cam Smith, dude, he is winning and like competing all the time. So the
Yeah.
fact that like he
He's a
went
prime golfer.
that
That was
shit,
the biggest one that I was thinking of. Because, yeah, like you said, Phil, they gave a 50-year-old Phil $200 million. I think it was
Yeah.
like Fred Couples or someone was like, look, if you want to do that, be my fucking guest. Like,
yeah, it's like I don't know. I mean, you just have to worry about the strings attached, but and this is coming from somebody that's never going to be offered $200 million. So it's like I'm like take the moral high ground, bro, and stay with the PGA. I don't.
So,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. I think I would. I think the grind of going through the Corn Ferry and then going through the PGA and rising through would be sick. I don't know if it
Yeah.
was full swing or like even watching like the YouTube golfers kind of do stuff like that. I think it's cool. Just I'd want to keep it traditional with golf.
I agree. I mean, it makes more sense. Like it's traditional. It's history. I feel like you would lose the edge a little bit because at least in football and basketball when you're getting guaranteed money or whatever, you still have to compete because you're trying to win a championship. Like, what are you trying to compete for in Live Golf? I think they're going to be able to play in the Four Masters, but there was a lawsuit against them to try not to be at first.
Yeah, because winning's just not an emphasis
Yeah.
in that league.
You want to win, but it's like I'm getting the bag fucking regardless, bud.
Yeah, 100%. So, yep, PGA guys through and through. I forget that guy who runs the PGA Tour, but I'd let you do things to me.
To be on the tour or just in general?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think, I mean, I've obviously talked to you about it. Being an engaged man, I'm getting married in November of 2024.
Yeah.
So, as a smart man, I've been starting to plan my golf bachelor party.
Is that what actually is going to happen?
That's 100% what I'm doing.
That's awesome.
100%. So probably don't have like between like try to get like 8 to 12 people, and we'll send it out somewhere. But that's been what I want to talk to you about is the location. So I'll give you just a couple locations I've been looking at off the bat, and I'll let you comment. We'll go from there. I've been looking at Myrtle Beach. I've been looking at Florida, a couple different places in Florida.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I heard San Antonio, Texas is a really good bang for your buck for like also really nice courses.
I got a plug down in Texas, so I could get firsthand
would be sick.
info.
And then otherwise, I'd go somewhere either like Kentucky, like in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, my uncle that I just golfed with yesterday, he's taken golf trips the past like 2-3 years, and he went to Charlotte twice, and he's going down to Tennessee this year. So
see if that could be sick.
Yeah. So if and I know a couple of them are real nice, golf courses, and might even be a PGA. PGA could golf there if they wanted to. Or have at least. I don't know how recently, but dude, I think that would be so. Would you do a whole weekend?
Yeah. So I was thinking like probably like 4 days and golf like 3 of the days.
Yeah, dude. That's just like so speaking of like live and everything, I'm gonna combine these two. It'd almost be like that match play that they just had. Like that's such a cool concept, and the PGA is getting rid of it this year. Or that specific golf course. Somebody else needs to pick that up because it's the only place that does it. So like you're sticking out in a good way if you're keeping that match play. It's like a fucking
match play is super cool.
Yeah, it's like March Madness, and I never paid attention to it until this year, and it was so sick. But they can golf. I think it was like a couple of years ago they changed the rules. But if you're gonna win on a championship Sunday, you could golf to win it up to 54 holes. So it's crazy. Like it's insane. So, but like if we went on your batch party, we could golf 2 of the days 36 or some shit like that.
Yeah, we could literally have like a major.
Yeah, I think
some cool stuff.
I think that'd be so sick over a whole 4-day stretch.
Yeah, and that leads me to my one dilemma. So like 2 of my best friends growing up from home are not golfers. So like, and when I say they're not golfers, like they literally have to be because they would be out there and I'd be like, yo, like what are you doing? Like you're just
that is tough. Because I'm going on my sister's getting married and I'm going on his bachelor party in the beginning of May, and of course he's a big golfer too, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. And none of his other friends are. So me and my brother-in-law, that's already married, and my other sister we're gonna go golfing at like 6 a.m. and then get back by the time everybody else is. But and so I get what you're
That's like
saying.
almost what I have to do.
But if you pick a certain or like a good location or something, and you'd have to feel them out, see if they are good with just getting in a fucking cart and drinking or something.
So they love boozing.
Yeah, dude,
like
get them in a golf cart. Let them just booze, and
we'll
they
give them
can
a
be
celeb shot. Every
they could be in charge of the music. Give them some responsibility.
Yeah, it's not like you're a fucking bitch or anything, but if you could just like polish my clubs and touch my balls, and
dude, I think that'd be sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
mean, I'm dead set on it because I mean, our friend group's been talking about doing a golf trip forever. That's never gonna happen.
No,
without someone just like doing it for this.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Everybody is a fucking cross the US, so to get people together like that, it has to be an actual reason to where you have to plan about it, and you can't make an excuse like, well, it's vacation, I can't. It's like, no, this is for my wedding,
Yeah, like that gives them like you fucking have to come.
Well,
like,
the last time everybody probably saw each other was what, my batch
Yours.
party. Yeah
So
that'll probably be like the same sort of thing. I mean, if I can make it to both, I will, but a golf trip would be sick.
It'd be really cool. So what else we got here?
Dude, we got a whole fat amount.
Let's do our I want to hear your dream scramble team, and then we can get into our different type of draft for this week.
Yeah. So, man,
But
I told you
Anything,
I have like
it's getting pretty serious.
Yeah. Do you actually golf with those on?
I did for the first time this year. I didn't wear a hat, and I wear these. I like it better because actually I don't have any preference. I had just done that just because. I just made a decision, went with it. I'm not going to make it deeper than it was.
I thought you were going to say something along the line, not wearing a hat so you don't get a tan line or something.
That's a thing. I have a gigantic fucking forehead, so like a tan line. This is just minuscule compared to what I'm working with.
You can't afford a tan line. You can't afford a tan line,
buddy. A tan line. This is like a toothpick compared to my forehead.
Fair. See, my whole forehead's covered, so I get it right here and down.
You wear your hats like Tom Brady. Tom Brady, I always remember whenever he had a hat on, he'd keep the thing like brims like.
Well, dude,
right
my head is so small that like I'm not covering much, to be honest. Like this is just how it fits.
Just how it works.
So what we're doing here is our dream foursome, and then our dream foursome for golf.
In golf.
Yeah. They might be one and the same. We'll see. But Margot Robbie, she actually sucks at golf, so I took her out. So this was hard for me. I have a bunch of honorable mentions, but I put like 6 guys in here that I was gonna pick from. I wanted to go from a bunch of different areas that I'm like interested in. So
that's what I tried to do,
and it's hard, But I didn't do another
really
athlete.
Hard.
I didn't do another athlete. I thought about putting a Peyton Manning in there. I didn't. So number one, it was between 2 comedians, and I decided to go with Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
It was between Will Ferrell and Bill Burr.
Can I just say you just called Will Ferrell a comedian before you called him an actor?
I think he is.
Is that shots at Will Ferrell?
Oh, of course not, dude. I think he would prefer that. That dude's a Mark Twain Award winner.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I absolutely think that's probably what he would prefer to be. I mean, dude, he started out sketch comedy.
Fair. Very fair.
So I would go with Will Ferrell. It was between him and Bill Burr. I love Bill Burr's stand up, but I could see him either sucking at golf or just getting so fucking overwhelmed. Number 2, I went with Tom Holland. Again, it was either him.
I knew you were going to say that.
I wanted to get from the Marvel world. It was either him or Chris Pratt.
He's a good golfer.
Yeah, and Tom
Have
Holland's
you seen the video
golfer.
of him? Buddy fucking rips 3-wood.
Yeah, dude. He looks pretty damn good. And then my last one is Jimmy Fallon. Dude, he's so fucking silly. I love Jimmy Fallon.
That's a really good one too.
Yeah. And I know Jimmy Fallon did he was in a like a celebrity golf thing or whatever, and he was golfing with Justin Timberlake, Travis Kelce, and Mahomes, and it looked so sick.
No, I bet that was unreal. Who would be the long drive hitter of your group, and who would be the clutch putter?
I don't even know if Will Ferrell golfs, but he would be there for morale. We've seen Tom Holland swing, and yes. I feel like I'm gonna go with him to be the long driver, and then dude, I feel pretty confident in my putts.
Yeah, you the putter of the group.
Yeah, I'm a putting.
I mean, you make a putt in front of those three people, you might as well cream your own crop.
Sign me a deal. Sign me a deal, baby. Yeah. So I feel good about that. Will Ferrell, Tom Holland, Jimmy Fallon.
That's a really good group. I like that. See, I tried to go into I wanted go into the different branches of people as well, and then I started to think that person would be terrible at golf. That person. And that does really kind of trim your list down a lot.
Because again, that's what we talked about, the vibe in the beginning. You could have somebody that's fucking hilarious, but if they're holing out at 10 every time, fucking quadruple bogey, it's like, dude, I never want to talk to Bill Burr again.
So you were funny for 3 holes, and now you're just fucking pissing me off.
Yeah.
And it's a scramble, so they'd be dragging your team down. You are trying to win at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Cool. So my number 1, I am going with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I had him up there. I think it'd be 6 play with the OG Happy Gilmore. Adam Sandler's also a low-key athlete. Everyone that plays basketball with him is he's actually very
he can
good.
ball, yeah.
So I'm sure he's a pretty decent golfer as well. I would fucking love when he showed up to the course in basketball shorts and just a t-shirt, just ready to go. And exactly, I think he would just make me laugh with the stupid shit while also, putting in a respectable score where it's that guy's helping out.
Adam Sandler is real person funny. He is not someone you're going to walk up to and be like, hey, make me laugh, or some bullshit like that, which I don't think any comedians like. But he's actually down to earth and shit. And you can tell sometimes when he's laughing in a movie, it makes the movie because he's actually fucking around and laughing.
Yeah. 100%. All right, so I got Adam Sandler. My number 2 is Jason Tatum, my current favorite athlete right now, and he took up golf around the same time I did.
Okay.
It's just probably one of my legit man crushes out there.
Dude.
It's kind of weird because I forget he's 3 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So now I just feel like a pedophile. But that's fine. Hey, Jason Tatum.
You're both
he's a great golfer.
Both of age.
Really cool guy. Yeah, we're both of age.
All these guys are all these athletes too. If they try golf, J.R. Smith he's fucking golfing for a college. He's good enough.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, a lot of these guys are just naturals.
Yep. So definitely JT. Got to talk to him about the C's. See if any of that beef between him and JB was ever true.
For sure.
See what else is up.
Otherwise, Justin Bieber.
JB. Plus, he has to bring Deuce. Got to bring Deuce, who's as tall as me at this point.
I'm gonna talk shit to that kid the whole time and get Jason Tatum rattled.
And then my last one, I couldn't help myself with the I hope they're good at golf because I feel like this person's terrible. I got Pete Davidson.
Oh, God.
The guy's he's just my OG. I just love that guy, dude. He would be entertaining every single person on the course no matter what because everything he does is hilarious. He would pull all 3 girls, no doubt, be schlonging them somewhere. And I feel like me, JT, and Adam Sandler can hold it down enough where he might make a clutch putt once in a while or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what you got to hope for. He would definitely keep morale good, while talking shit to the other team.
Yeah, he would have the other people just greased up.
But
yeah, and I think JT would probably be the long driver of that group. I imagine his almost 7 foot tall frame can pound a golf ball, but I bet he would also have the most slices out of anyone on our team besides Pete. Pete just sucks.
Fair.
But yeah, and I think me and Adam would just be hitting some consistent shots. Our second and third shots. Last time we talked about our golf game, we were on the same page.
Yeah, well, you can keep it safe a lot of times too when you have somebody fucking drilling the ball out, 300 yards consistently too. It's like, all right, well, I'm going for it. You guys, or if somebody hits a good shot first, a good safe shot, it's like I'm fucking flying the green now.
Flying. So yeah,
I'd have Will Ferrell reciting that one scene in Get Hard where he's practicing his lines before he goes into prison.
Oh, before he goes to jail.
Yeah. He's like, do you go to Costco? Because you're gonna get dick in bulk.
Because you're gonna get dick in bulk.
He says so much shit there. I can't even think of it. All of them, dude.
It's so good. Well, just give me just really quickly list off your honorable mentions because I want to hear it because you said you had some.
Dude, so Ryan Reynolds, he's just pretty fucking cool. Schoolboy Q is a golfer. He was in that Pro-Am last month.
Heard that.
And then like Mark Wahlberg.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, love Mark Wahlberg.
Great.
Little Boston guy.
I had TB12. And not even for a dick sucking reason, for like New England, like for real, like a Patriots fan, like all over him. I have a lot of questions for the guy who's like 46-year-old still playing football.
Sure.
Because like his brain seems like it's like okay, but like I don't know how. So I just kind of want to talk to the guy and get a read.
Yeah.
And then I forgot who I just had because I didn't write him down otherwise. So they can't be that honorable. So yeah, those are our teams.
Not completely for dick sucking reason, even though I know that thing's golden.
Yeah, from Ted. Yeah, that's just like
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's like always subject to change, probably too.
Oh,
it just depends. It depends on the flavor of the week. I think I'm like pretty set in mine right now, but I wanted to pick Dave Chappelle, but I don't know if that dude's ever picked up a golf club. But I'd love to see. I'd love to see like him and Pete Davidson go at it the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great.
That would be. Pete Davidson gets destroyed.
We'll post up. We'll put up at some point whose scramble team would shoot a lower score, and you'll have to let us know. But Drake, how about you tell the whole squad what we're doing for our draft this week because it's a little different.
Yeah, so we decided to switch it up. Initially, we were just going to do the top 10 excuses. And I think at some point or another, depending on how douchey you are, you might have had a handful of these excuses. But what we decided to do instead was to pick one of each of these categories. We got pick a golfer, a golf brand, one excuse, specific course, and then the best snack at the turn. And so you can pick it in any order. But once it's picked, it's off the board, and you can only get one of each one of those.
Yep.
So last week, Hunter got his first win in probably a category that I know significantly more about. So if you wanna shake it right now, now's your time. Shake it.
Watch out, Frank.
There we go. And hello, friends.
There goes the last of our viewers.
That was shaking it. No, we're getting more in Taiwan now.
Man, I'll take it all off. I don't even care.
We're going to have to slide that over to the 50-50 OnlyFans. So, yeah, you took the dub last week. We're going to go ahead and flip a coin again here. That's what I get for staying true to myself and picking Captain America first. I'll do it this time. Yep. What do you call?
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna go heads. Head is sick.
Flip a coin. It's heads.
It's because you didn't say please, baby. All right. So just as a recap, we have turn snack, we have brand, a pro, a course, and the excuse. And I think the most logical pick here couldn't be any closer. I'm taking the hot dog at the turn.
Yeah, I think that's a really good pick. For some of these though, it's like a good thing. It's like, all right, well, once that's picked, because it's only two people, it's not like you're like, okay, well, there's only two good options here, so I have to pick this one. Now I can pick it last if I wanted to.
Yep.
Okay, that's a great first pick. Also, just to preface, nobody is allowed to pick Tiger Woods.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick course, and I'm gonna go Augusta.
Yeah, that's
Masters,
extremely smart move.
yeah, Masters are coming up here, so let's go with that.
Love that. I'm gonna go club brand or brand, and I'm going Callaway. I'm a Callaway guy through and through. I got my did my club fall? Oh, sorry.
I totally thought you were gonna fuck with me because I'm wearing TaylorMade right now. Those are nice clubs.
These are oh my god, I would literally put them inside of me if I could. They're just beautiful. So yeah,
you could eat off
Callaway
those.
guy through and through. Oh yeah, you could,
dude.
I got a Callaway driver too. I have a Callaway. That's it. All my irons and my driver.
do you have Sam's Club up there? Is that a thing, or is that local to here?
Yeah, we have that.
Dude, I got this. It's Callaway. I got like 2 of them. They're like $15. Go check them out.
See, Callaway's for the people.
Callaway.
So yeah, and then the Callaway Paradigm driver that came out this year.
Yeah,
is like by far the top driver on tour right now.
Yeah, we'll see about that when I pick my brand.
No, it's okay.
You don't know what I'm gonna pick.
Whatever, back freckle.
I'm gonna go ahead and with my number 2 pick, and I'm gonna go with golfer, and I'm just gonna pick Rory McIlroy.
All right.
I got a daughter named Rory, so that's
perfect.
Well, so yeah, he was like the next, like the up and coming thing, and then Tiger, all that shit happened, so it was like that was another person that you wanted everyone to like kind of rally around. And golf is so good today just because Tiger, like that's why there's so many good golfers, because he made it cool, and so otherwise maybe Rory has fucking more than 3 majors or whatever he has, but that just gives me another stupid reason to like him even more, just because my daughter's name's Rory. So Titty City.
What a stupid reason.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna go down. I guess I'll just go right down the pro path with you. I got Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
I know he's number 1 in the world right now, but I just think he's like, you can tell he's just that big Texas guy who just believes in God and just like loves his wife. Dude, and just goes out there, wakes up, plays some golf. And if he happens to win, which he does almost every time now, it's just a great day for him.
Yeah, he seems like the most simple individual, just like an actual normal fucking person. Quiet, keeps his head down. He is our age. He's like 26. He looks like he's 36. And he's probably gonna look like he's 36 until he's 50 years old, though.
He could win a lot of majors too.
Yeah, I mean, he just fucking came on the scene, and he's already got. Was the Masters the only one he's got, or does he have 2 now?
I think he has 2.
I won't be surprised.
I'll have to double check.
Baller.
Give me a fact check. But what I was gonna say while you're checking that is his Masters menu is unreal. He had a really good,
I thought I saw
nice
that.
Texas barbecue, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
He pretty much did what Jordan Spieth did back in the day, and he had like a big Texas barbecue. But anytime you get like the cornbread, the real good mac and cheese, like anything barbecue, I'm always in for that. And then his dessert is a warm skillet chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah,
and that just sounds so fucking good,
dude. You can't go wrong with barbecue.
No. Did you get a majors number?
Just one. He won the 2022.
Okay.
It's just because he's competing in every single tournament. That's why.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that's what would have been great for golf this past weekend if Rory and Scheffler would have won in the semifinals. They would have been facing off for the win, but they both fucking lost, and they had to face each other in the consolation. It was trash.
Yep.
Oof, man, dude, there's so many excuses here that I don't even know if there's like a top one, because
I don't think there is.
And so that's why I'm just going to go ahead and take TaylorMade off the board.
Yeah, I like that.
My brand. My brand.
Yep. I feel like it was bound to be like TaylorMade Callaway Titleist.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
No, I think that's probably pretty fair. There's a lot of ping on the course.
Yeah. Perfect. So we'll do our excuses last. So for course, I'm going to do Pebble Beach. I will say, when I say course, I'm almost going to say, though, at times it's also the most overrated golf course. Because if you play Pebble in 50, 60 mile per hour winds, there's no way that can be worth it. It can be fun. Like there's just no way. I don't care what anyone says. There's no way you're having fun if you're spending $400 to play in that.
That's just like if like playing over like Links Golf over at like St. Andrews or something. That's like the wind can be crazy there. It's like pretty wide open, but if you're playing actual OB and you're not that great and the wind's fucking howling, dude, and the weather's not great, then it's like,
I mean, just like seeing not normal ball flight the entire day would be frustrating.
Yeah,
because I feel like that's
100%.
what you pay for, is to like that experience. But on the good side of it, it has one probably the most iconic hole-in-one hole, that downhill hole number 7.
Yeah.
And then it's just a beautiful course otherwise. So yeah, Pebble. So let's hear those excuses.
What did you just pick? I actually have to pick my my snack still, and I feel like there's legitimately only one. It's what goes with a hot dog, right? It's like, I mean, I could pick another type of sandwich or whatever, but and it's a given. It's a given that you're drinking beer, so I just feel like I should go with the bag of chips.
The bag of chips, I love that. I mean, yeah.
I mean, most places have like.
Hey, Drake, you want a hot dog or a burger? Oh, dude, they have Lay's chips in there.
Dude, sometimes like if I know if I'd already eaten in the morning or something, and then I'm gonna eat afterwards. I'll usually get a hot dog, but I get a bag of chips with it. Sometimes there's like sandwiches or whatever, and I'll get a breakfast sandwich in the morning, but I'm just going with bag of chips.
Hot dogs, you can make a mistake real quick, just because you always want more than one hot dog. Yeah. But whenever I eat 2 hot dogs or more, my stomach always just feels like shit. But like I'm hungry, so I want it. Yeah. So yeah, you got to do the one hot dog at the turn with the bag of chips.
Dude, I decent amount of time I plow 2 hot dogs. If it's before 10 in the morning, I'm definitely plowing 2 hot dogs. Mostly because it feels like I shouldn't.
That's the thrill. That's the thrill of life.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be eating relish this early in this unknown meat. I'm gonna eat 2 of them.
True.
So there's that. I think you're starting the excuse thing.
Yeah, let's get excusing. There's like a couple that are just like primary. There's a couple whatever. I'm just gonna go ahead and take. I didn't get to go to the range before. Yeah. Because you can see in someone's swing if they didn't get to go to the range before, or if they're just fucking terrible.
Oh, 100%, dude. Yeah. Especially it depends how long it's like in. Like you'll be on like hole 6, and it's like, dude, you're warmed up.
You have swung your club 23 times. Like you're good.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why because there's so many, and there might not be like a top tier. Like there's probably a top 5, but this could have been what we were gonna do, and it could have been its own separate draft. So I'm gonna pick my excuse, and it actually just happened yesterday. I was, shout out to my uncle. He shoots consistently, probably mid to high 70s. So he's a really good golfer, and maybe he's got a point. But I personally don't think when you're not that great of a golfer, like I usually tell people my handicap's probably like 18. And if I play better than it is what it is, just give me a bogey every hole, then that is what it is. I don't think where we are, your clubs matter all that much, because I can't actually put the spin or any of that bullshit that I want on it. So I would say like when people say like they're not used to their clubs, or like I don't know if it's you need new clubs, or saying like you're not used to your clubs, or you've only used them a couple times, like if that makes a difference. Because I
know what you mean.
I just got a used set of clubs, and yesterday was like the first time I went out with them, and I kind of like forgot they were new, because I'm out there just swinging, and I ain't playing any better or any worse.
Exactly. So just
just clubs.
That's 100%.
It's my clubs. Yeah.
Yeah, people always blame it on their equipment, but I've played with someone with like top flight clubs that shot like 75.
Oh, for sure.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, then you have a ton of other ones out there. It's like, oh, I had the wrong yardage, or I'm kind of sore. I didn't go to the kind of what you said. I didn't putt before. The other one that I think too is like, oh, I'm trying out a new technique. It's like,
it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I
Just
don't.
try not sucking.
Yeah, I don't care. We're all trying a new technique basically every time we swing because we all kind of suck.
Yeah, there's no repetition.
Like I would like to say I think it's like it said that the USGA said that 13% of golfers break 80, which I feel like
That's
is
crazy.
probably inflated because the people that are giving their scores are the people that are probably better golfers for the
Yeah.
most part. So I would say it's probably less than that because I've only broken 80 one time. And
Yeah,
I mean,
I've never broken
and
80.
people that I golf with are, usually, if they've broken 80, it's not very often either. So if
No.
and that goes to show if we're golfing, from anywhere in the 80s to the 90s, when I say we suck, that's comparing us to a scratch golfer or a pro that would be like, dude, you guys fucking suck.
Yeah, not just suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll throw that up as well. You guys have to let us know who picked the better categories. Last thing before we go, Drake.
Yeah.
How far do you think we are from each other right now? Because I got my rangefinder.
Oh shit.
What do you think it says?
Just legitimately what you're looking at right now.
What do you think? How far
I
away
think
it
I
says?
think it's gonna say 4.3 yards.
Wrong. It's having an absolute panic attack. It's not even clearing up or anything.
I'll look this up really quick. How many miles apart do you think we are?
I'm gonna go with 800 and 800.
All right. This is me stalling because I typed it in wrong.
As an ad, go rangefinder.
Okay.
That was end of goes. Go sport. Incredible rangefinder.
Little shout out to them. Free promotion. 641.
We're 641 yards from each
Yeah,
other.
maybe I'm gonna
Or miles.
Yeah.
Yards.
I'm gonna calculate and see how many drives that would take for
I was gonna.
for me to make it from Akron to Maine or to Boston.
You should. I'm also thinking, is that 641 driving miles, or like if you could fly from my location to your location?
It was driving,
Oh, okay.
and that's why I'm gonna drive the ball, see how many times it takes, because I'm telling you, with this new dad strength, when I hit it straight, dude, it's fucking real. When I hit the ball,
What, you just think of everyone that's wronged your baby daughter when you get up there and swing?
no. I'm telling you, I'm so much stronger now just from holding my baby. Like, when I hit it straight now, it's going like 25 yards further than it did a year and a half ago. And yesterday, Sarah's uncle was like, dude, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't know. I don't work out.
I don't. He's like, nice drive. You're like, dude, I don't work out.
I know. I told him, well, what I do is I rock her to bed every night.
Oh, the Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
Swing.
Her head's all like. She's cross-eyed, but whatever.
She sleeps well.
Yeah, she sleeps really, really well. But, dude, Masters are coming up. Hoping for a Scotty and a Rory finish.
Yep. I also like to see Max Homa do well because that's my guy too.
Yeah, makes sense.
You see what you did there.
Yeah, nobody. I didn't do anything. It's up for
All right.
interpretation. All right, peace out. Love you.
Peace out. Love you.